Welcome to Indian Movie Recaps. Today I will show you an action drama film released in 2021 called Pushpa, The Rise. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. The film begins with a picturesque wedding ceremony in Japan. The bride is presented with an exquisite high-end guitar made from a rare material, red sandalwood. This particular type of wood is strikingly valuable and cannot be found growing anywhere outside India. The rarity and cost of red sandalwood are highlighted by the fact that it is also frequently smuggled out of India to meet international demand. However, the focus of this story is not on the red sandalwood itself, but on an individual laborer who becomes deeply involved in the smuggling syndicate. The narrative then shifts to a tense scene where a police car is seen relentlessly chasing a truck. This is where we are introduced to the protagonist, Pushpa, played by Allu Arjun, who is a laborer with a cunning edge. As the police car approaches, Pushpa tries to bribe the officers to avoid getting caught. Despite his attempts, the police remain unyielding. Pushpa then asserts, "You misheard, 1 lakh rupees for all," clarifying that he intends to offer 1 lakh rupees per officer, hoping to turn the situation in his favor. Convinced by the bribe, the police eventually stop their pursuit, allowing Pushpa to escape. The story then transitions to a flashback set 1 year prior. We learn that Pushpa was previously employed in a factory but lost his job due to his problematic attitude, which did not sit well with the factory owner. Facing unemployment, Pushpa searches for new opportunities. He is presented with 2 choices. The first option is a conventional job that pays 100 rupees per day, while the second option involves illegal work that offers a lucrative 1,000 rupees per day. Driven by the promise of higher earnings, Pushpa opts for the latter, and his friend Keshav decides to join him in this risky endeavor. Pushpa and his fellow laborers embark on a long journey into the dense forest, where their task is to harvest red sandalwood. Pushpa works diligently alongside the other laborers, cutting down the trees. Meanwhile, DSP Govind and his team of law enforcement officers arrive at the site. When Pushpa becomes aware that the police are investigating their activities, he quickly devises a plan to hide all the chopped wood. When questioned by the police officer about their activities, Pushpa and his crew feign innocence, claiming that they are merely grazing their goats. The police officer, although suspicious, cannot find concrete evidence of wrongdoing and leaves the scene in frustration. It is later revealed that Pushpa cleverly concealed the chopped wood by hanging it on sandalwood trees to evade detection. The following day, as the laborers are busy stacking the red sandalwood, Govind returns with an even larger force. Anticipating trouble, Pushpa starts the truck and begins to drive away. The police, however, follow closely in pursuit. Despite the intense chase, Pushpa manages to hide the truck and emerges without any incriminating evidence. In retaliation, Govind has Pushpa imprisoned and subjected to severe torture, hoping to extract information about the hidden sandalwood. Despite the brutal treatment, Pushpa remains steadfast and refuses to disclose the location of the hidden truck. As the plot progresses, 3 significant characters are introduced: Jolly Reddy, Jaka Reddy, and Konda Reddy. Jolly Reddy is depicted as a reckless individual who indulges in exploitative and immoral behavior. Jaka Reddy, the most educated of the 3 brothers, plays a more cerebral role. Konda Reddy, the 3rd brother, is portrayed as a shrewd and influential figure in the smuggling operation. Pushpa and his fellow laborers work under the direction of these 3 Reddy brothers. Impressed by Pushpa's resilience and resourcefulness, Jolly Reddy visits the police station and commends Pushpa for his silence despite the severe torture. He says to Pushpa, "I heard that you did not reveal whose goods they were, even after the police tortured you so badly." Jaka Reddy then asks Pushpa to disclose the location of the hidden goods. Pushpa responds by demanding 5 lakh rupees for this information. He agrees to reveal the truck's whereabouts in exchange for the money. The Reddy brothers accompany Pushpa to the site where he has concealed the truck. Pushpa reveals that he has hidden the truck in a pond, effectively making it inaccessible. They hand Pushpa his 5 lakh rupees and instruct him to leave by taxi. Pushpa, feeling slighted because he had arrived in their car, becomes enraged by their refusal to let him leave in the same vehicle. He instructs his friend Keshav to acquire a new van similar to Jolly Reddy's. Keshav follows through and purchases a red van for Pushpa. Konda Reddy is increasingly concerned about the challenges posed by intensified police scrutiny, which complicates the transportation of sandalwood. Pushpa proposes an innovative solution to circumvent these difficulties. He suggests hiding the sandalwood in milk tanks, creating a dual-purpose truck with the lower half filled with sandalwood and the upper half with milk. This ingenious plan allows them to pass through checkpoints undetected, as the police assume they are merely transporting milk. Konda Reddy offers Pushpa 5 lakh rupees for transporting sandalwood, valued at 1 crore rupees. However, Pushpa surprises everyone by stating that he will charge only 4% of the total value of the sandalwood. When Keshav questions this decision, noting that Konda had offered him an additional 1 lakh rupees, Pushpa explains his rationale. He clarifies that he is not interested in a fixed payment as a mere worker. Instead, he seeks to become a partner in the business and share in the profits. Pushpa's ambition is to elevate his status from a laborer to a key player in the smuggling operation. In the next scene, we see Pushpa's growing infatuation with a young woman named Shravali, played by Rashmika Mandanna. She is introduced as the daughter of Pushpa's co-worker and works as a milk supplier. Pushpa is enamored with her and repeatedly asks his friend Keshav if Shravali is noticing him. Despite his curiosity, Shravali remains oblivious to Pushpa's attention and does not recognize him. As Pushpa and his team continue their successful smuggling operations, they manage to evade police detection due to their clever methods. However, Their luck changes when the police decide to investigate a milk truck. During the inspection, the officer strikes both the upper and lower sections of the truck and notices that they produce different sounds. This discrepancy arouses suspicion, leading the officer to deduce that there may be contraband hidden inside the truck. The police arrest several culprits, including Shrivali's father. In a bid to extract information about the red Sandalwood warehouse, Govind offers them to work for him. In the next scene, Shrivali, along with her friends, plans to watch a movie but finds themselves short of money for tickets. Keshav seizes this opportunity and offers them 1,000 rupees, stipulating that in return, Shrivali must make eye contact with Pushpa and give him a smile. When Shrivali complies with the request, Pushpa is taken aback and wonders if she might have feelings for him. Shrivali's response reveals the situation, leaving Pushpa embarrassed. Although he initially considers reprimanding Keshav for the awkward setup, he soon formulates a new plan. Pushpa instructs Keshav to return and offer Shrivali 5,000 rupees for a kiss. When Shrivali returns with her friends, she firmly rejects Pushpa's advance, stating that she will reserve her first kiss for her future husband. This rejection does not deter Pushpa. Instead, it motivates him to focus on his smuggling operation. The Konda gang operates under the command of Mangalam Sinu, who is the mastermind behind the syndicate. Sinu oversees the transportation of sandalwood through 15 checkpoints to the Chennai port. He visits Konda Reddy to request a secure storage location for the sandalwood, as there is still some time before it is scheduled to be sent to Chennai. The responsibility for safeguarding the sandalwood was initially assigned to Jolly Reddy, but he failed to perform his duties properly. Consequently, Konda suggests that Pushpa take over the responsibility for protecting Sinu's goods. The following day, Pushpa arrives at the warehouse and discovers that the sandalwood is left outside, exposed to the elements. The workers explain that Jolly Reddy had been preoccupied with partying all night and halted all work, causing significant disruption. When Pushpa investigates further, he finds a woman in the warehouse with whom Jolly Reddy had spent the previous night. Pushpa asks the woman to leave, which enrages Jolly Reddy. In his fury, Jolly Reddy attacks Pushpa. During this altercation, Pushpa receives a call from Konda Reddy, informing him that the police are on their way to raid the warehouse. Reacting swiftly, Pushpa devises an urgent plan. He begins transferring all the sandalwood into a river to prevent the police from discovering any evidence. Pushpa sends Keshav to close the dam gate, ensuring that the sandalwood is safely concealed. By the time the police arrive, they find no trace of the red sandalwood. Meanwhile, Keshav manages to reach the dam and bribe the dam controller to close the dam gate, effectively safeguarding a significant amount of Mangalam Sinu's money. This action earns Pushpa Sinu's trust and respect. In appreciation, Sinu hosts a lavish party where all the members of the smuggling syndicate gather. At the party, Pushpa overhears a conversation revealing that Sinu profits 2 crore rupees from selling 1 ton of sandalwood in Chennai, while he only allocates 25 lakhs to the Reddy gang. This discrepancy in profit distribution becomes a crucial piece of information for Pushpa. After Pushpa gathers the crucial information about the smuggling operation, he goes to Konda Reddy with the details. Konda is furious about the disparity in profits and instructs Pushpa to confront Mangalam Sinu. Pushpa is tasked with demanding a raise in the price of sandalwood from 25 lakhs to 50 lakhs per ton. Determined and unyielding, Pushpa heads to Sinu's lavish residence to make his case. Upon arrival, Pushpa witnesses a horrifying scene. Sinu's brother-in-law is in the middle of executing someone who dared to negotiate a higher price for the sandalwood. The brutal display of power is meant to intimidate anyone who might challenge their authority. Despite the grim spectacle, Pushpa remains calm and resolute. He picks up Sinu's mobile phone and makes a bold move by calling Murugan, the Chennai-based contact, to inform him that Pushpa will now be selling the sandalwood directly. Pushpa's declaration is met with hostility from Sinu's brother-in-law, who attempts to eliminate him. In a dramatic confrontation, Pushpa fights back with remarkable skill and determination. He manages to overpower and defeat everyone in the room, making a dramatic exit that cements his reputation as a formidable figure in the smuggling world. The following day, Pushpa and his loyal friend Keshav travel to Chennai to meet Murugan. At first, Pushpa faces resistance and is not allowed to meet Murugan directly. However, his persistence pays off when he presents a sample of his exceptionally high-quality sandalwood. Impressed by the quality, Murugan emerges to meet Pushpa personally and eagerly agrees to finalize the deal. Meanwhile, the situation for Shrivali's family has worsened. Jolly Reddy, having discovered that Shrivali's father was spying on their operations and leaking information to the police, resorts to brutal measures. Shrivali's father is subjected to severe torture, and Jolly Reddy makes a disturbing demand of Shrivali. She must spend the night with him to secure her father's release. Desperate to save her father, Shrivali turns to Pushpa for help. Pushpa confronts Jolly Reddy in a high-stakes showdown. In a fierce battle, Pushpa delivers a severe beating to Jolly Reddy, leaving him critically injured and hospitalized. This act of vengeance demonstrates Pushpa's loyalty and willingness to go to great lengths for those he cares about. As Pushpa is dealing with this crisis, Konda Reddy's situation takes a turn for the worse. Konda, seeing his brother's condition, takes Pushpa to a secluded location and attempts to cover Pushpa's face with a cloth, preparing to execute him. However, in a twist of fate, Sinu's gang ambushes them, resulting in Kanda's death. Amidst the ensuing chaos, Pushpa seizes the opportunity to escape. He fights back fiercely, killing everyone in his path to secure his own survival. During this confrontation, Pushpa intervenes to save Jaka Reddy from being killed by Sinu's brother-in-law, ultimately eliminating the threat posed by Sinu's loyal enforcers. The aftermath of these violent events sees a significant shift in power. An MP who is indirectly involved in the Sandalwood smuggling syndicate decides that Pushpa is the new leader of the operation. From this point forward, all smuggling activities must go through Pushpa. Over the next 6 months, Pushpa's rise in the smuggling world is marked by unprecedented success. His business flourishes, and he secures the MP's backing, solidifying his position of power. However, Pushpa's triumph is not without its challenges. He soon encounters Bhanwar Singh Shekhawat, the new Superintendent of Police, SP, played by Fahadh Faasil. Pushpa, who is preparing for his wedding to Shrivali, goes to the police station to invite Bhanwar to the ceremony. Instead of a warm reception, Pushpa is met with disrespect and humiliation from Bhanwar, who dismisses and belittles him. Seething with anger and humiliation, Pushpa devises a plan for revenge. He befriends Bhanwar under the guise of amity and, seizing the opportunity, orchestrates a public humiliation. One day, as the momentous occasion of Pushpa's wedding approached, anticipation was palpable at the venue. Guests and family members waited expectantly for Pushpa. However, Pushpa was nowhere to be seen. Instead, he was engaged in drinking alcohol with his new ally and boss, SP Bhanwar Singh Shekhawat. This was no ordinary drinking session. It was part of Pushpa's meticulously crafted plan to reassert his dominance and deliver a resounding message of power. Pushpa cleverly took the Bhanwar's gun and forced him to strip off his clothes. Bhanwar, now naked, was coerced into walking back to the police station in full public view. This public humiliation was Pushpa's way of settling scores and re-establishing his supremacy. Meanwhile, Pushpa made a dramatic entrance at his wedding. He returned to the venue without his clothes, creating a spectacle that stunned everyone present. His unconventional entrance was not merely about making a statement. It was a powerful declaration of his victory over adversity and his newfound status. Despite the chaos and the unorthodox manner of his return, Pushpa completes his wedding to Shrivali, marking the culmination of his tumultuous journey from a laborer to a powerful figure in the smuggling world. This chapter of Pushpa's life closes with his marriage, symbolizing the end of one chapter and the beginning of another, in his quest for power and respect. That's the end of the movie. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications to watch more recaps. Thanks for watching, and take care.